Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Timeless Stitchery. I'm Holly and thanks so much for joining me again. I've actually kind of not been on here for the last couple of weeks, so I do apologise. I've had like so many things like going on just randomly, and I didn't realise how many things that I've actually bought in the last couple of weeks, and I've got to show you, I've got like so many things. So we've also got a giveaway winner for when I released my pattern from a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago now. So I've got a giveaway winner as well, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, like we're just gonna kind of get started and get into it. So the first thing I wanted to just talk about is thank you so much if you watched my last video, which I did with my mum. I had so many lovely comments on that video, and I think you all enjoyed seeing my mum's stuff, which was really nice. I had fun. I don't know whether she did. She might be a little bit traumatized. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And I didn't realise, I mean, that's not even like half her stuff that she's done over the years. So it was crazy to see, like, you know, just the things in the project folder that she just did and just kind of had hanging about, never framed. Like, it was really cool. So yeah, so thank you if you watched that video and if you commented as well. We really appreciate it. It was really nice. It's probably going to be like a regular thing now. I'll probably find some other video that I can do next time my mum's up, like at some point. So yeah, she's probably watching this and she's like, oh no, being roped into it. So hi Mum, thanks so much for the video before. It was fab. So one thing that we did do when she was up is we made some project bags. So I want to kind of show you just my project bags. So I actually made these like a custom size, just so they would kind of like fit in the drawer a little bit better without kind of being like folded like this in the drawer and things like that. So we made this one. So it's got the clear front, what's that, like little polka dots. And then the fabric, this was one of my fabrics, the orange. So my mum kind of brought up some of hers. And in fact, I'll show you the rest of the project bags as I go through the WIPs because they've kind of got projects in them. So yeah, so I'll show you them as we go. So another thing with my mum is she has actually been watching quite a few Flosstubers herself. So I mentioned before that she was doing some tapestry. I kind of got her to finish like one of my projects that's been around for like 15 years. So she's finishing that, and while she's been waiting for some extra like wool, tapestry wool, she has been making with just like loads of her like oddments, as it were, of yarn, because she does quite a lot of knitting, or did quite a lot of knitting. She made a cushion as well. I'll put a picture up just so you can see my mum's stuff that she's done recently. So yeah, this is like a cushion that she did and finished. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago that she was up, so she's like done that in 2 weeks, which is mad. So yeah, that's her first like cushion, and yeah, she said she's like quite chuffed with it, and I think it's like really good, like really cool. I really love the colours. So that's that. Another thing she did also bring up for me, which is this from like so many years ago. I bought this for my mum when she was doing a lot of cross stitch, because you know, like when you see like a pattern and you kind of want the colour but you don't really want the exact colour, it's really nice to have. It's like so handy, and there are like so many on here. What are you doing, Ruben? So many colours, so it's really nice to have this back. She hooked that out of the loft for me, so this has been really great to have. So let me get into the WIPs and I'll show you the project bags as we go. So this one is holding my Bothy Threads, my winter cross stitch, and it's little, I'll show you this side. It's like little bees, they're so cute. And we did like little blue pinstripe. So that one was really nice. I really liked this bag. That was actually, all of that was my mum's fabric. And on here, I haven't worked on this at all. So I'll hold it up with this. So it actually looks exactly the same as it did last time. And thank you to the people who've commented on the like the text, what am I trying to say? Yeah, like on the writing, because I was like, I think I need to do this darker because I can't see it in person. I can't see it on this little camera here. And yeah, I'm gonna unpick it and do it again. But yeah, that's where she is at the moment. I still just absolutely love these berries here. Absolutely love it. So yeah, that no change on that one, but I just wanted to say thank you for commenting on that. I think the consensus was redo it, but also if it annoys you, redo it because it'll only carry on annoying you. Which was very good advice. So this next one, I'll do the new start at the end. So this next one here, this has got my Lola Crow Sal in, the Extraordinary Birds, and I do apologise, like cat hair is just a hazard of being in my house, unfortunately. So it's this one, which I believe was like an old bed sheet of my mum's, like this is my mum's fabric. And then we just found like a coordinating grey, so we made that one. And let me show you where I am on the Sal. So, just to mention about this one, I did the release that was at the top. It was like a hornbill. So I did that one I finished it on like the Thursday, and I was kind of like trying to race through finishing it because on the Friday, the latest one would be released. And I'm already like kind of behind on like some of the bottom stuff. But I was like, I'm going to try and get that done so I can see what the next one is, and I may want to do it. And oh my goodness, it was the 9th one, which is my lucky number, and it's been my favourite so far. And it was the peacock, and oh my goodness, it was like absolutely stunning. So ignore wrinkly stuff. So this was the one I did, and oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, it's just so nice. So I've also worked on the tree with the two there, so I finished like all the tree, but as you can see down the bottom, I'm kind of just working my way along here. So I've just finished that one. I've got a little bit more here. I don't know why I was so like behind on this one, and I've kind of like jumped forward to do these. But yeah, so that's where I am on here, and oh, I just love this so much. And now that peacock is in there, like if I can show you some of the detail. Oh my god, I just love it so much. It's just so good. Like, I mean, this was a bit sort of like confetti-ish, but it wasn't too bad. I kept like parking my threads a little bit because it was a bit like as you're working down, and then it would be easy to like miscount, and obviously we know what I'm like with counting, especially on this one. So I would like park my thread and then get another one, so I'd have like 4-5 colours here, and then I'd sort of like slowly work down, and then there's just like a ton of backstitch over the top of it for like making it look more peacock feather like. It's just so good. So yeah, I'm like so chuffed with this one. It just looks so good. So good. It's just nice and bright, and yeah, just crazy. So I was proper chuffed with that peacock. I mean, peacocks aren't like my favourite bird or anything, but just on this, I'm like, oh, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that is stunning. I've got to get that done immediately. So we in the UK get the releases on a Friday, but they're quite late in the evening. I don't really know what time it is, but I'd say it's maybe like 5 p.m. So you don't really get that much of a chance. I'm either already stitching something, and I don't want to put it away just to start it that evening because I'll only be working on it for like a couple of hours. So what I normally do is I'll like start it on a Saturday if I want to do it. It kind of gets me motivated for stitching at the weekend. And so yeah, I started it on the Saturday, and I only worked it on like half a day on the Saturday, and then the Sunday I like finished it. So it took me like 2 days to finish that, and I loved every second of it because it's just such a nice little design, really nice. So yeah, that is my Lola Crow, and because I stitch in hand, like this just goes in the bag like that. There's probably a few of you were like when I first showed this and they're just like, what is that like screwed up in there? But yeah, that's just me. I just like to cause myself more issues when I come to ironing it at the end. So the next two are actually, so this is my new start, which is my Celtic Christmas. And we've got it in this project bag. Oh my goodness, the dust is like insane. Look, you can see it like floating. I say dust, that's not dust. I'm not like a dusty person. That's like cat dust. So yeah, so this is my project bag. This is like, yeah, quite stuffed because it's got like the beads and everything. But like this is the fabric. So I bought these as a set of like a bundle. Like a fat quarter bundle, so it's kind of like the same design, but I really like this. Organic cotton as well. And I'll show you the inside actually, because you can now if I take that out, it's just got like chevron to like match. So yeah. And that's, oh no, there's one more project bag. So yeah, this one, I'll show you on here, the Celtic Lady. Actually, I'll put a picture up because I'm pretty sure I've got a clip of it. So this is my Celtic Christmas. I started this when my mum was here. She came on the Friday. I don't know if I started it the Friday night or if it was the Saturday night, but I could not put it down for like a solid week. Like I could not stop stitching it. I just couldn't. It was just, every time I just wanted to stitch something, it was like, this was what I wanted to stitch, like no question. So I've actually got a fair bit done. And I also have like a random thread hanging. I also had the needle in there, but I've taken that off. So let me hold it on here. And this is where I got to. Oh, it just looks so good on the camera. Oh, I just love it so much. Like, honestly, that is just so nice. So this is her skirt, obviously. I don't know why I felt I had to say that, but this bit here, if you imagine like her arm swoops like this and then she's holding like a trail of like, they're not flowers, it's kind of like some Christmas kind of like wreathy thing, like hanging down with candles. So yeah, so I was like, if I just work on the skirt down, complete the skirt, and then I'll then do the arm, fill it up, and then I'll be doing her, and then she'll basically be done. I didn't really want to start on that and then the skirt still be here, because also, I mean, this is all metallics in there. I mean, you won't really be able to see the metallic-iness, I don't know. In fact, let me just angle the camera, the light here. Does that help? Do it that way? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, this is just, like, look at the colours and the creases of her skirt. Oh, it's just so nice. I just love it so much. But one thing I have noticed with this linen, is it like with the handling of it, and maybe I handle it more because I do stitch in hand, but I don't really think so. But like, I don't know if you can see maybe like if I get my head out the way, like the surface of it kind of, doesn't go like bobbly, but that's the only way I can describe it that you might understand. It goes like bobbly. Sometimes like the threads I've had to, like here I've got one. I don't know if that will come up on the camera. They like, I've had to like snip it a little bit. It's almost like the threads kind of come out. So I don't know if that's just me or if that is just because it's like a raw linen, but I've never had that before. With like even weave or anything. It's almost like now I know that, I'm trying to handle it less and not like rub it up against my clothes as much. Like, Because you know, like when you're stitching, sometimes it's like folded over on your lap. So I'm trying not to like move it too much, because it seems like there's a bit here as well. Like, just, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Yeah. So let me know if you've used like a raw linen. This is like Zweigart. Let me know if you used a raw linen and that is just normal. I don't know if it's on both sides or if I've just noticed it on the top and I suppose you really look at the back. So yeah, but I absolutely love this. I mean, just getting it out now, I'm like, I want to work on it again. I want to work on that again. I just love it. The colours are so nice. The metallic that I used, because I've got a load of like Madeira stuff. That's like there. So I used this one. What's the number of it? 3004. I used that one, and I'm using, so you can see like it's like frayed into, I think there's 9, because I get 3. I'm using 3 threads. I sort of had a bit of an experiment. I was like 2 threads or 3, and 2 was just a little bit too thin, so I'm using 3, which gives good coverage. And it's a nice colour, and then I didn't end up having to buy any. And I've done quite a lot of the metallic with that, and there's still like loads in there, because I was also like, I don't really know how much I need, because it was the actual called for was 284Z, which is like a reel. So I was a bit like, I don't know how many that is in normal terms. So I also have the beads. I don't know if I've shown you the beads. Let me just get these out. So I've got a few extra packs, but these nice, proper shiny, glassy, golden ones. And then we've got these ones, which you can kind of see the difference when it wants to focus there. So these are the other ones, which are like just like a metal-y type. That's more glassy. And then we've got a frosted green. These ones are like nice. And then we've got like a metallic red. So yeah, so that's where we are on the bead front. Let's put all of that back in here. But yeah, that I just absolutely adore working on that one. And when it was like 14 count, because I was working quite a lot on the Lola Crow Sal, which is 36 count. When I started working on that one at like 14 count, well, 28, it felt like so chunky. Like the squares, like the crosses, it just felt like so big. So it took me a while to get used to it. And then because I worked on it solidly for a week, I ended up just like, it was just normal. And then when I went to work on the Sal after that release came out, I was like, I was like, this is so small. Like, you really get used to it, what you're using. But I thought it was funny because people who were scared to work at lower counts, like, yes, initially, the difference is like, oh my God, like trying to count every other square, like hole, you're just like really trying to see it. But then when you're doing it, because I've just been working on like 36 count at the minute, like it's just normal. If I went back to work on this one, I'd be like, whoa, these are chunky stitches. So if you're chopping and changing between different ones, I think you might just get used to it, like just the difference. But when you solidly work on one and then work on something different, like you can tell the difference. It's like, yeah. I was thinking, God, I'm like nearly 40. Like I didn't think we were quite ready for reading glasses just yet. I don't think we are, so we're good. Then this one, which I will just say is my favourite one out of all the bags. Because it reminds me of Holly Hobby, and obviously Holly is my name, and it's not actually Holly Hobby, but it just reminds me of it so much. And I bought this fabric like so many years ago because I made my mum like a little Kindle case. And I used this fabric. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I think my mum might like that. Yeah, and then this is like a mint green check, which is one of my dad's old like work shirts. My mum was like, oh, let's just keep the fabric for that. And it went really well with this. So that's that. But the design inside is something that I've been working on. So if you would like a little sneaky peek, I will show you right now. I don't know what to put this on, because that's quite vibrant of a colour. Right, I'll just hold it up. So yeah, this is my latest design. It's based on some fabric from like the Jacobean like era, and they had so many different flowers on this fabric, all the swirls. In fact, I'll put a little picture up here of what the fabric actually looks like. But yeah, I've kind of like adapted it into, it's going to be obviously an advent, this is January, but it comes with like a few little critters on there, and there's just some like really nice designs. So there are way more than 12 flowers on there. And yeah, so I'm just kind of picking the ones I like the best. I'm going to do one for each month. You can either do it all together, like as a big advent, or you can do them individually, which is what I'm doing. And then these will fit, the size I've done to be, this is 36 count. I think it's 36 count. 36 count, and it fits into like a 6x4 frame. It's like a 6x4 photo frame. So I think that would be nice just to be able to have that on the side, or just like hang up. I mean, you could probably do like a 5x7 size, like something bigger with a mount as well, just make it the frame a little bit bigger. But yeah, a little sneak peek of a design I'm working on at the moment. I'm almost halfway done on all of them, designing wise. And I just wanted to do like a test stitch, so I kind of knew, I didn't want to design it like not wrong, but I just wanted to make sure I kind of knew what was going on and what it looked like, so when I carry on designing them, they all look good. So I've done that one. I want to say I'll be stitching them all, because they didn't take me long to stitch that. It was just a few days really. So yeah, a little sneak peek of another design from the Timeless Stitchery. So yeah, those are my project bags, those are my WIPs, my new starts, an upcoming pattern that I will be releasing. And I will show you this as well, because this is something that I've not started yet, but it is kitted up, ready to go in this little baggie here. And this is, I don't know if I've shown you this fabric, but it's like ice blue. Oh, it just says Swigart 32 count. Yeah, I wanted to get a 32 count, I wanted it a little bit bigger. Yeah, so that's that. That's a linen. And I've got all of the colours in here that I've kind of kitted up. I had to buy a few new ones. But the project, which I believe I told you about before, it's from this magazine that I've always wanted to do this one. Let me get it out and show you. And it is these aeroplanes, tanks. So yeah, I'm gonna do all 6 of them. I was thinking I'll leave a gap, like just do them all on one page, on one bit of fabric, and I was gonna put like maybe get a custom mount and get like it mounted in between. But I did actually see a picture that was kind of like that. It had 4 squares with a gap in between, like, I don't know, a centimetre gap, so it wasn't much, and then it just had one mount around the outside in the frame, and I was like, oh, that actually looks quite good. So I might just do that rather than panic about getting a custom frame and mount and all of that jazz and getting them to cut out individual squares for the mount. which would probably be quite pricey. I might just do them all with like a centimetre gap in between, or 2 centimetres or something, and then I'll just have one mount overall, and so it would be like 4 squares in one picture. So that's what I'm thinking now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to starting that one. I think I have like the majority of the colours. I've got all of them but one. So yeah. And it was quite good because I had some left over. I ended up going to Hobbycraft and getting some skeins for the Santorini picture I did. But because I was doing it on a different count, Ada, so I think it was like on a 14 count, but I was doing it on an 18 because that's all I had. I knew I wouldn't need as much thread, but I still, you know, when it's like you need 2 of this colour, I was like, oh, I might only need 1, I don't know. Because you don't know how far into the second skein it is. So yeah, so I ended up having, I want to say it was like 7 skeins left over. I couldn't return them, so I just like exchanged them, and I went there with my new list from that and just like swapped them out, which was really cool. So I basically got 3 colours for that. Now, the next thing I want to show you is a few things that I've bought on Vinted. So I saw this, it says it's from like the US, and they've put it in like a really nice like little plasticky thing. But I was like, these are very Theresa Wensler-esque. And I was like, do you know, I actually took a bit of a gamble on this because the picture, you know what it's like when people just sell stuff themselves. The picture was terrible. And I was like, I feel like I mean, imagine if like you were looking at a picture like this, like you couldn't see any detail. Even when I like zoomed in, I was like, it was blurry. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this one's a dragon. Yeah, it's a dragon. I was like, I have no idea what this one was here. But I was like, it feels like a unicorn. And it was. These, I just couldn't tell. That just looked like a massive stuff. Yeah. But do you know what? I really love it. Really love it. And then there's a couple more on the back. So this one is like a really cute, like fairy, like whatever, I think they're like cherub types. Yeah. Really, really happy with it. So yeah, I took a bit of a gamble and it paid off. I really like the colour palette of like what they've chosen on here. And yeah, it just feels really Theresa Wensler-esque. But yeah, this one up here, as you can see on the inside, with the gnomes. They're so cute. Proper adorable. So yeah, I was actually really chuffed with this. This one, £1.50, and obviously postage like £3. And it was like, yeah, it cost me like £6-7, I think, like including everything. So I was like, that's really good. And I would definitely do a couple of those. Even looks like that one's got beads on, the dragon one. So yeah, that was a good find. I also bought these because I've been wanting to do like a bit of a bookmark. Maybe turn that into like a pattern of sorts. So I bought these 3, and yeah, these were like, I think it came to like £7 including postage. So I was like, yeah, get those as well. They look like nice, clean ones, 14 count. And you do actually get a little pattern on the back, but yeah. So yeah, so I thought they were quite cool. And the thing that actually it arrived yesterday was these. And oh my god, honestly, this was like such a good find. So I've been umming and ahhing about whether to get like not necessarily a subscription to the like cross stitching magazines, but I really wanted to. Well, what I realised is that when I was going through my cross stitch magazines, it was good to see when I was like into cross stitch. And I was like, even if I just get one magazine, it would be nice just so then when I look through them I can be like, right, 2011, 2014, 2018, you know, that type of thing. That's when I was into it. So I was like, if I had like at least just one magazine that said 2025, I'd know that I was like into it again in 2025. It's kind of like my history in cross-stitching magazines. So I was planning on just buying one that I'd see maybe, because I go in Hobbycraft like every now and again and they do sell magazines in there. So yeah, so I was thinking I might just buy one. But someone was selling 3 of the cross-stitching magazines, the most recent 3 magazines, still sealed and with the kits. Like, what? And it was so cheap. She was selling all 3 of these for £5. And then with postage, I want to say it came to like £8.50. £8.50 for 3 brand new magazines. I won't show you the kit on the reverse because the lady's address is on here. But oh my goodness. You know, like when there's those things that you just don't even hesitate. I just immediately was like, paid, done. Like, I didn't want anyone else to have it. So yeah, I don't even think I typed in cross-stitch magazine. Like, I think I was just typed in like cross-stitch chart or something. This came up and I was like, oh, buy immediately. So there's some really cute ones in here. I've not even opened them. I opened the overall packet, but yeah. So there's this one. That card's like super cute. There's a card. I mean, at this point I was like, I don't even care whether I like them or not. I just kind of want it for the date of saying 2025 on it. So yeah, sorry it's a bit rustly, but I don't know if you'll be able to like make it out. This one is adorable. That one looks really cute, even though it's like small. And if I can do this one without showing you her address, like that one is cute as well. Sampler style. Yeah, so that's that one. This one, so that was May. This, I'll show you them in order. This one is June. And this Woodland Spiral one looks really interesting. I don't want to hold it too close, but I mean, it's only really small, obviously. Sorry. And these looks quite nice as well here. If it wants to focus, yeah. Those are quite cute as well. And that one on the front cover, I was like, if that's not Emma Congdon, I will eat my hat. Like, that, but that looks so good. Like, the houses. But let me just see, is there backstitch? The tiny, tiny bit of backstitch. But to me, that screams Emma Congdon. So if it's not, I do apologise. I will update you in the next video. And then this one actually has quite a few things on there that I really like. So I really like that ice cream van. I wouldn't do it, but I really like it. I like how bright it is. And I just think that's quite fun. Then this, I mean, I've already said that I like kind of like nautically type things. If it wants to focus, hello. These are really cute. It's like a lighthouse and then a little sailing boat. This is like some insects. There's, I mean, from memory, that looks like a ladybird. There's like maybe a butterfly there. I can't actually remember what it was. And this one looks really nice, like wildflowers. I don't know if you can see these because they're like super tiny because I've not opened the pack. And then this I thought was like so cute. Like the, if I can get my big head out of the way. Like a little cat in like botanical, but I was like, I wonder, there's actually 3. So there's like a little cat here, a cat up here, and then one in the middle. I was like, you know what? I don't know whether I could rechart that and make these look like my 2 cats and then my dog in the middle. I was just like, that would be really funny if I could kind of, because like obviously the dog needs to be the biggest because he's like a big heifer. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know whether I would actually do that because like the botanical modern vibe isn't me, but that was my first thought. I was like, I would rechart that. So that's pretty much everything of interest there. What I will do, get rid of that. What I'll do now is we'll do the giveaway. So thank you for everyone's kind words about my Tudor design. Like, it was so lovely to read them. It's always like a little bit scary putting yourself out there with like a design, and I'm like I did it because I wanted. It was just an idea that came into my head. I was like, I really want to do this. So yeah, so it was really nice to get some feedback. And also, so not only like I have a lot of people who like comment and like enter the giveaway for like a free copy of it, but I also had some sales, and honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it was so incredible. I was just like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. So I had some sales from that already, and it was just so kind. It was just really lovely. And it kind of just like spurred me on to be like, you know what? My head is filled with ideas for stuff like this. I'm quite a creative person, and I was just like, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I was just like, oh, you know, when you just have too many ideas, you're like, there's not enough time. But it really spurred me on to kind of make a few more things for patterns. And I was just so grateful. Like, it was just so lovely. So the giveaway winner, drum roll please, is, ta-da, Lil's Vintage World. She left a really sweet comment on there as well, saying she started her first piece towards a wall of historic cross-stitch pieces. I was like, that's crazy, from different eras. It will take me years, but I'm really enjoying it. And I thought that was such an amazing idea, because inadvertently, that's kind of what I've started doing with my designs. Because I'm just so inspired by like English history. I love it. But I was like, yeah, start with the Tudors, and then, like I was saying, the design I've done is like Jacobean, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, I'm doing this for myself already. So I thought that was a really lovely comment. So Lil's Vintage World, if you drop me an email to the like thing below in the comments, then I can get that sent out to you. But yeah, I'll just get it sent over, and then hopefully you've not started a Tudor one, but you can always do the Tudor one and add that to your wall, which I thought would be true homage to, you know, just like historical stitches. I was like, that must be so cool. So that's that. Let me just have a look, because I have my notes on my phone, because there are a few things I wanted to talk about. Yes, so because I've been on Vinted recently, I was getting a little bit distressed because, so I don't want to like offend anyone, but there are a lot of charts on Vinted that are like essentially Chinese kits, like Temu or whatever type kits. And that's not so bad in itself, but the issue I was having was that they're copying designers blatantly and then just making their own kit. And it was like really stressing me out. So I'm like searching, and I was like, oh, that looks like a so-and-so one. And then just out of curiosity, I do a bit of research, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it is. Like, it could not be any different. And I was like, I'm not down for this. Like, it, you know, as a creative person, I would never just like steal someone's idea. Like, almost stitch for stitch on cross stitch. And it was very disturbing when I saw it. So without calling out anyone that's like put these on Vinted or anything like that, I just wanted to show you what I mean. So this picture here was someone selling, obviously, as you can see, a Chinese kit. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, that looks like lavender and lace. Have they done... I was like giving them the benefit of the doubt, because I'm not 100% familiar with like every single pattern from lavender and lace, even though I'm like a big fan of lavender and lace. But I was like, this looks like lavender and lace. And I did some research, and there you go. Yeah, exactly the same. Just obviously a very muted, wishy-washy colour palette version on the Chinese part. But yeah, like everything, I mean, if I do like a side-by-side maybe, like everything was the same. I bet I could like change the transparency, just overlap them and they'll be exactly the same. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but in terms of creative, like intellectual property, as it were, like I just don't like stuff like that when it's like a blatant copy. So yeah, I mean, my personal preference is I wouldn't buy like a kit on Temu, because I would rather, I mean, I don't buy kits unless I know the fabric is decent, or like the threads, or it's from like a reputable place. Now the Bothy Threads one that I do, the 4 Seasons, that was quite crispy Ada, and I don't actually know what the threads are, but I assume they're okay. But they do feel a bit more, the only way I can describe it is like dry. It feels like dry as you're pulling it through. It's like through paper. So yeah, so I always check the threads like DMC cottons and things like that, just because it's like more of an enjoyable stitch, and also you just feel like the end result has got that really nice like sheen to it. So yeah, I personally, yeah, I'm not dissing anyone that does buy sort of like cheaper kits from places like that. It's fine, you do you, like, yeah. But my issue was then when those places are just blatantly copying well-known designers. And like the person who was selling this and who bought this probably didn't think anything of it. They're just like, this is a really nice design. But that, to me, there's like a moment of hesitation where I'm like I would just do a bit of research personally to like see if there is an actual designer that came up with it first. Because I just wouldn't trust it, because I know that's what they do. I mean, you've only got to go on like Instagram, and at some point for creatives, they're always like, can you report this person for like copying my stuff? Like they're just taking it on as their own, this, that and the other. And like I see that like all the time, and it's just a bit of a slap in the face for like all the like small creators out there. And it just makes you think that you should really undersell yourself as well, because it makes you think, well, if they can buy basically the same thing on Temu with that same idea for like a quarter of the price, why would I pay more? And then that makes that creator think, well, I've now got to compete with my fake copy on Temu or whatever. I'm just saying Temu because you know what I mean. You've got to like compete with that, so I'm going to have to lower my prices just so I don't seem so expensive. And obviously the process of pricing your stuff is a well thought out thing. You don't just go, oh, I'll just slap it on for this price. Like generally people know how long it's taken them, what is a reasonable price to charge, but also so you don't undercharge yourself and you value your own worth as a designer or creator or whatever, maker, whatever it is that you're doing. So I just wanted to highlight that and see what your thoughts were. And yeah, I know Cat and Lily did a video on her chromatic dragon, with it being sort of like an AI design, which is kind of the same sort of thing. So, and she ended up stopping that, even though she was like probably like a quarter of the way through or something, and then she just suddenly started like losing a bit of heart with it, because she sort of discovered it was like an AI thing, and you're like, well, that's the same thing, 'cause it's like how much of that design has been like just plagiarized essentially. So yeah, what are your thoughts? I don't know. It's a tricky one, but yeah, and some people have like more of an issue with that than other people, and it probably comes from a place of having sold excuse me, like creative things in the past. Yeah. Anyway, feels like I've ended this on a really somber note. So, oh my goodness, I've got like cottons here on the floor. That's see. Look, this is the color palette of the Christmas one. So nice. I love those reds. Really nice, warm, moody reds. So that's today's video. I do apologise that it has been a little bit, I've been sort of missing in action with no updates. I have had like a few things going on. We've got like an issue with a neighbour, just being a bit of a douche. So yeah, so I've kind of been focusing on a few things like that. Not getting much sleep, unfortunately. And it's also been a little bit warm, humid, hot at night. And again, I've not been sleeping very well because of that, because it gets really stuffy in the night. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. I've been quite busy with my nails. I've had quite a few new clients in, which has been really good, really crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!